My best friend of 10 years texted me at 6 a.m., 2 days before my wedding, asking me to run away with him. The text he sent after we uninvited him made me stop feeling bad about it completely. I need you to understand what this friendship was. We met freshman year of college. Over a decade of inside jokes, 2 a.m. calls, the kind of history you can't manufacture. He became friends with my fiancé too. He was supposed to be at the wedding. My fiancé and I had been together for 3 years, engaged for just over a year, and everything was in place. It was the week of the wedding. I was in the middle of what was supposed to be the most exciting, chaotic, beautiful week of my life. And then at 6 in the morning on a Tuesday, I woke up to a wall of text. He had sent it while I was asleep. It said he had been in love with me for years, that he had always hoped I'd break up with my fiancé and eventually notice him, that he needed to say it before it was too late, and that he's asking me to call off the wedding, and then he wanted me to run away with him. I stared at my phone for a long time. I felt gross and sad and deeply confused and angry at him for the timing of all things, for choosing this moment, for putting this weight on me when I had 2 days left. I drafted a response and deleted it, then again, then again. I didn't respond. Not that morning. I waited for my fiancé to get home from his brother's house that evening and showed him the text. I watched his face while he read it. His eyes got bigger, his expression got tighter, and when he put the phone down, he told me very clearly that I had absolutely nothing to apologize for. We looked back through everything. He read old messages. There had never been anything on my end, no leading him on, no emotional intimacy that crossed a line, no venting about my fiancé to create an opening. I had maintained the friendship exactly as it was. The feelings on his side had been entirely of his own construction. We talked about it for a while, and then my fiancé asked me, "What do I want to do?" I knew the answer, and as much as it hurt, I did not want him at my wedding. I didn't trust that he wouldn't do something, and I didn't want to spend my wedding day watching the door. Together, we wrote one message, short, calm, joint. It said, "I'm sorry you mistook my friendship for something more. The wedding is going to happen. It will be the best if you didn't attend. My fiancé has read this and stands by my decision." We wanted him to know that it was mine, not my fiancé's, but my decision. He read the message and left it on read for a long time. I started to get anxious. Part of me still wanted to hear him out. Part of me hoped he would accept it and with some dignity. I watched the delivered notification for longer than I had liked to admit. When his response finally came, I had to click to expand it. It was long, and it was awful. He called me a liar, said I had led him on for over a decade. He hoped my fiancé would leave me. He hoped we would be infertile. Specific, targeted things. Words designed to do damage. Things you don't say to someone you love. You say them to someone you want to hurt. I was crying by the time I finished reading it. My fiancé took the phone from me and went into the other room. I don't know exactly what happened next. I heard him on the phone briefly, but when he came back an hour later, he told me it was handled. My best friend was blocked on every platform. The best man and maid of honor knew the situation and would deal with anything at the venue. I didn't have to think about it anymore. And that message, that horrible, specific, targeted response, was the thing that led me to stop grieving the friendship. I had been heartbroken about losing my best friend, but whoever sent that text was not my best friend. My best friend had been something I had built in my head over a decade, and that person was telling me very clearly who he actually was. Our wedding was perfect. We were surrounded by people who loved us with no strings attached, and if he showed up, I never knew about it. I was too busy getting married. I'm back from our honeymoon now, happiest I'd ever been, and I keep thinking if he hadn't sent that response, I might still be grieving the friendship. In a way, the worst thing he did was actually the kindest. He made it easy. And if you made it through this entire story, thank you so much for listening. I am Mish. I read the tea, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.